Welcome back to Actions Speak Louder Than Words. Doing a little segment here. I want to talk about the football player Damar Hamlin. Hopefully he recovers, but I know it looks like he's still in critical condition. But I mean, things are starting to come to light on the national stage. And it's funny because I said this, I don't know, like a year ago when everybody's talking about the football players. They got the, I can't say it because I've already had one video taken down and I've already done 3 on YouTube. So they already got the, medical procedure that we're not allowed to talk about, supposedly. But I thought it was strange that it didn't seem like many, were really having problems. Whereas in like Europe, you got soccer players that are collapsing on the field and dying and all kinds of things going on. And I thought my theory was that they didn't give the NFL players the medical procedure. And that's what I figured. I just figured, they're not going to, because the last thing they want to do in a country like this put that on national display, have, one of the best players in the NFL collapse on the field, and then all of a sudden left and right you got 3 or 4 guys collapsing, and it's all for the same reasons. You don't want to see that on your TV with the most popular watched sporting events in the world other than soccer. That'll definitely put up some red flags. People definitely start answering some questions. But what eventually is going to happen is certain guys are going to get the medical procedure from other avenues. They're not going to just get it from the NFL. They're going to get it from different places. And maybe I'm wrong, but the fact that this guy, 7 days before he collapsed on the field, after taking a hit, that I played football. Now, I played college football, low Division III college football. And I got hit. And I hit people. And I'm not saying those guys in Division III aren't hitting like they are in the NFL, but they're still hitting pretty hard. That guy did not take that hard a hit. The way he fell, it wasn't a big 350-pound lineman falling on him. Come on now. So, it's a little strange that he got the medical procedure 7 days before this happened. He just collapses and goes into cardiac arrest. There was this another football player that just died from a heart attack, 38 years old. Also had the medical procedure. We're starting to see a trend. And, hopefully, unfortunately this happened to this young kid, really a kid. And I hate to see it, but it's happening every day. People are dying every day from this medical procedure. And unless there's plenty of information that you can find, there's a lot of people that are coming forward that are, in any case, feeling guilty because they were giving these medical procedures. Think about that. It killed a football player, a dude in his 24-year-old dude. Probably he had to be a safety. One of the most physically fit positions you have to play because you're running around constantly. You're not playing the NFL unless you're at your peak condition as a safety. And this dude, just no other reason. And one thing they're probably not going to talk about, but when you get drafted, this kid was drafted, I think, in the 6th round the year before. They do all kinds of medical testing, including your heart, including all kinds of physicals to make sure that there's no medical conditions. There's been players, you can look it up. There's been players that are supposed to be drafted, very highly drafted, and that have either fallen in the draft or never got drafted or had to quit football because they had heart issues. Look up, same thing happened in basketball. Plenty of guys in basketball. Same thing. So anybody that says, oh, well, it probably had a problem before this, well, okay, maybe, I guess, but also there's a lot of things that are done when you're drafted, like I said, to check on these things, to check on your heart. So there's no, like, it's starting to get to the point where we're having, okay, well, now we know this guy, perfectly healthy person, went through the NFL draft, had physicals, has to pass a physical to sign his contract in the NFL, all those kind of things. If you can't if you can't pass the physical before the season starts, they won't let you play. All these kind of things. And there's a guy named John Dorabos. He played for the Eagles. He got traded from the Eagles to another team, and it saved his life because during the physical from the trade, they found a heart condition. They found something wrong that had happened to his heart during the season, and if they wouldn't have found that, he probably would have died from that. And of course, he retired and never played football again. And he was the guy that was the magician that was on like America's Got Talent, all that kind of stuff. But he played for the Eagles. I'm an Eagles fan, so I know these things. And they're testing these players. They can find out. So now you have a situation where you got players that have been tested that are perfectly healthy, and then all of a sudden almost drop dead on a field in front of everybody. And then the NFL has the guts to say, oh, well, 5 minutes after players watch somebody get CPR given because they're basically medically dead twice. This is their teammate, this guy that they play with and practice with and spend more time with than their family. They say, 5 minutes later, you're going to get back on that field. Because guess what? Well, we're going to lose money. Wonder where, you think maybe there's not a connection between the NFL and pharmaceutical companies? I guarantee it, if I went up and looked, that one in the I'm sure plenty of maybe one or more NFL owners either own stock or own something that have to do with the pharmaceutical company. I mean, sure. I mean, that's how these kind of things always happen. So, I don't know what. Hopefully he recovers, and hopefully nothing else happens to any other football players or anybody else. But us regular people that aren't on TV every day, people are dying, dropping, getting hurt, medically injured. Excess mortality is skyrocketing in general in the population of America. There just came a report came out that from 1966 to 2004, there was 1,101 athletes that died from heart problems. 1,101 athletes from a heart attack. In the last 2 years, guess how many? In 2 years. That was 29 years. In 2 years, 1,101. What got introduced into the population in the last 2 years? I wonder. So this is, I don't know how we stop. These people are they're criminals. They know this is happening. They know the information. They have the information. All you people that love Trump, got bad news for you. Not only, he was the main reason we had the vaccine so fast, quote on so fast. Operation Warp Speed, still, to this day, he says, gotta get the medical procedure. So, just remember that when you want to talk about how great he is. He knows what happened. He was president. Yeah. So either he's incompetent and wasn't paying attention and allowed it to happen, or he knows it. Either way, this is not the person that is going to stop the deep state and, is in it for the people. No. Sorry, you got played, unfortunately. That dude don't give two shits about nobody but Donald Trump. So, things have to change. People, if we go through all this and all the information that's been coming out more and more, isn't it? Oh boy, awfully strange how Fauci just decides to up and retire. Interesting timing. You know. So all these things that are coming out, if nothing happens to these people aren't arrested. They've been pushing children to get these medical procedures. And knowing the information that is happening to people, it doesn't matter. Look up VAERS. How many deaths are on VAERS? That's their information. So if you're a parent and you gave this procedure to your child and people are dying from it, when your child, this is like getting a cold. Ain't nothing gonna happen to him. I'm sorry, but like, this is ridiculous. And if there is no justice at the end of this, during this, now, because this involves how many politicians, how many people in the big pharma, how many people in the news industry telling you that, oh, it's okay, these other people are conspiracy theorists and they're lying and making up, you know. There's doctors that have lost their, Peter McCullough, they're trying to take his doctor's license because he's trying to stand up for people. Why would that guy lie? All the information he's putting out there, Dr. Malone, why would they lie? What do they have to gain from that? They lose their doctor's license. They can no longer do any medical procedures. And they're getting sued left and right. They're losing money. Peter McCullough, from my understanding, is almost broke. What does he have gained from this? So then you have to ask yourself, he has nothing to gain from sticking up for trying to get the truth out there. What's Big Pharma have to gain by lying? What's Dr. Fauci have to gain by lying to the people? Billions and billions of dollars. And that's all they care about. We are just the hamsters in the maze to these people. They don't care. We have dollar signs above our heads to them. Why do you think that all these companies, none of their employees had to get the medical procedure? None of them. Not one of them. Nobody at the CDC, nobody at all these political organizations. But hey, we have to get it. Come on now. So I don't know what will happen. It'll probably just go under the radar like everything else. But at some point, one of these things has to. Everybody has to look at themselves and say, what the heck? When is enough enough? Because that's the point we're at. And, among many other things. So, if you listen this far, thanks. Tune into the podcast. I think we have another guest coming in the next week or two. And tune into podcasts, listen to YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff, and just think about what's going on, and think about the odds of all these things happening at one time. Astronomical. Players, 24-year-old football players at peak health after getting a medical procedure, if there was a medical procedure supposed to help them, don't keel over and almost die on a football field. It doesn't happen. So, alright, like I said, like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Check out the link. They'll send you over to the podcast. And if you want listening to that, that'd be great. And see you next time.